Hi, guys. Welcome back to Finding Your Indie. I'm Bonnie Paulson.
And I'm Mandy Stevens.
And we are here for a super fun. I'm so excited to have Z with us. We're doing an ad account audit today. She's so brave. I love her. I've been looking at her stuff and I might have already downloaded a book. I don't want to talk about it. I don't have time to read, but I might do it anyway. Okay. So Z, we're going to let you introduce your brand and we're going to talk about you a little bit. Sorry to put you on the spot. And then we're going to dive into your stuff.
Okay. I am steamy contemporary romance author. And my books, I always say, when you're done reading the dark side, come over to the light side, even though it's steamy. I've heard people call it sweet and steamy, because my characters tend to be, I don't delve into too gritty of things. They have backstories and things like that, but a little bit on the lighter side, I would say, but with plenty of steam and plenty of, romance and I always twist in my books. So there's always some plot that's driving, through the whole thing that's, pretty twisty for my reader fans. And so mostly the past year or so, I've been writing steamy small town romance. I have billionaires, and a lot of my billionaires are in my small town. So I kind of am not necessarily like a typical billionaires might be mafia or workplace, that kind of thing. Mine are more even the one series that I have that's set in Boston, I still feel like it has a small town feel to it. And so mine are more like I wouldn't say cinnamon roll, but like tough billionaires, but they're home,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. I have also a military running a ranch series that I love.
Nice.
And and so small town. I have multi-author projects that I've been leading. I lead 3 of them. I have Kissing Springs. That was 8 authors long and 24 books and across 3 seasons. And then just finished up the Betting on Christmas series, which was a holiday series with other best-selling authors as well. And then I have another one coming on next year that's short romance for the summer. So so those have been fun. And I think a way of collaborating and growing,
Yes, which is awesome. When
sure.
done strategically, I totally support it. When it's not, when people are just willy-nilly, I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
but you're strategically moving forward with all of these brands and you're being very smart about it. So that's very cool. Yeah. Okay. So you said, before we dive into your Facebook, you said that you were having some issues with your Facebook. So what kind of questions are we specifically targeting today?
So my ad history, so I had started out with Amazon and that was just too complicated for me. I just couldn't keep up with it. And so about a year and a half ago, I consulted a little with Michelle St. James. I had actually bid on her for consulting in an auction and won, and so that was great to consult with her. And but she suggested Facebook ads and thought that my brand would do really well on there. And so I started dabbling, and I had already been dabbling in BookBub and that kind of thing. And I like, as opposed to Amazon, I like being able to. I just feel like I see results with Facebook and with BookBub than I do with with Amazon. So for me, it's creative for me to do the ads as well. Not the creative part of the ads, but just creative, just doing the ads, because it's like it's interesting to see how it all ebbs and flows. But I just have never felt like I've been profitable.
Oh yeah.
I think I spend and I make back what I spend. And I think that's okay too. And actually looking at my Reader Links author helper suite reports that I finally have gotten all set up over the past week. I'm like, maybe not as profitable as I think, but
and that's okay. That's okay. The data is important to have, whether it's what we want it to say or not. Data doesn't lie, so it's great. Right. That's great to have.
But I think the hard part for me is like, instead of looking at it per book, like here's the book I'm advertising, here's its results. I really do believe I see read through. I mean, I have 20 books now, so I'm seeing that happen. I've got the read through going. I also have a large mailing list. I have about 10,000 plus email list. I email twice a week at least. And so, I've spent a lot of time over the last few months getting my onboarding extremely the best it can be. Yeah.
Nice.
Onboarding, the emails, and my systems are in place there. I've got my everything flowing to Flowdesk with forms, and people sign up now, and they're actually going to, even my book funnels. I figured out a way with Flowdesk forms to flow everybody to
Nice.
Flowdesk, so I don't have to download a CSV, which I forget and only
Good
do
for
like once a month.
you. Oh,
From
yeah, I
book
know.
funnel, instead it goes right to like everything is like finally I feel good there. My
Nice. It sounds
back
like you're really getting set
matter,
up.
yeah.
Yes.
I just recently, because of categories and keywords, just redid all my back matter in all the books. Everything is reader linked now,
Good.
and
You're gonna love
everything's
that.
just super tight. So
Yeah.
in terms of that, I think I'm set up for 2024 for success. I'm also in some round robins did this year, and I have 4 or 5 coming up next year. So I feel like everything's good. I just would like to really hone in now on my ads. And with ads, I feel like I've been, having a lot of fun.
Mhm. Yes.
But now I need to like figure out, how do I figure out if an ad's doing really well? Like I do dynamic creative, and I love that, but
Okay.
then it's like pulling out the best things don't always do as well. And then I decided to switch back to A/B testing recently, and not even that, but like putting out 2 ads at the same time with one change, and just trying to figure out which would be. And I think it's just hard for me to decide which one to shut off. Like
Right.
they might be so close, then it's like, well, which one do I stick? And then the targeting is changing and things like that. And so it's just, I need to just get to that next level with my Facebook ads. And so, but I had turned off my ads in February.
Okay.
And I went with a strategy from February through about the middle of June on doing monthly promos instead. So I tried promos, free promos, and all of that. I mean, I have given away a lot of books.
I bet.
Over the last 2.5 years, a lot. But I feel like now that was all part of my hustle. And now I'm like, I'm a little more established. I mean, I'm not a huge author, but I mean, I feel like I can stop giving away as much. I can be more strategic about it.
Good for you.
And I do feel like the promo strategy was all right, but then in June I started up, because I had the second Kissing Springs book came out. I started up an ad, and they did so well on that book. And I don't even feel like that was my best written book, but it just hit for the cover, everything. I even did a talking cover through Hidden Gems, which was kind of fun. And his little mouth moved instead of blurb. It was really
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
I know that ad was really fun. And so I even resurrected that ad recently, or in the beginning of November, because it just, always brought in good read through on my attributions. I would say that with the ads, according to attributions, when I look at like my Facebook ads, from earlier, and then over the last 6 months, like it does seem like my ads are always like 1/4 to 1/3 of what my reads and sales are. But I feel like I'm driving traffic, and somehow it makes sense. So
yeah, it does.
It's hard to say, oh, well, it's only, and I should quit it, but I don't know, it somehow makes sense. So
yeah, well, and if you stopped all of them all at once, and then you'd be like, oh, I've noticed there's a drop, right? So
yeah, exactly.
I think good marketing is smart marketing. So that's I don't believe that all marketing is good. I think that smart marketing is good. So that's excellent. We don't usually, in fact, for like this last 1.5 years, I've pushed like, don't do attribution tags. However, I am willing to say, and I actually have started to admitting this like 1.5 months ago, 2 months ago, because I'm like, I hate attribution tags. They're wrong. But they do show a trend, which I think is more important than if they were 100% accurate. So accuracy aside, the fact that they show a trend, I think is awesome. I have some clients who are like, I want to use them, and I'm like, okay. And so I'm working with them. I was like, oh my gosh, they're at least showing that, which is better than what affiliate tags did. So I'm like, hey, this is great. This is showing a trend. I can get on board with at least the data trend. So I think it's great that you're using it. Now, quick question. Are you creating new attribution tags for each ad to test? Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So if you're okay with it, let's dive in. I kind of want to see your reader links first. Is that okay? Your AHS?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I should mention that about 1.5 months ago, I started doing, I don't know, a ton of ads.
Okay.
I kind of went a little crazy. And
that's good.
And I think it was okay, and it was interesting. And but then this week, my costs went up, like ads went crazy.
Thanksgiving.
So Yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't cut, and I kind of did it because, but there again, I didn't know where to cut.
Right.
Like if I was testing two things, but it's like it's painful to me to figure out which one. What if I cut the wrong one? And that's
Well,
been
let's dive in
and
and
that's
let's look. Yeah.
so I didn't turn anything off, but I turned them all down to like $5 a day. So they're
Perfect. Yep.
trickled,
That's
but
great.
okay. Okay. So my sharing screen, yes.
Yes. Let me make sure that you have, oh, good. You do have access. Sometimes my Zoom is cranky. It's fine.
And I should say I'm not a huge author. I have a lot of books, but I don't really
Nobody's
like
going to
go
see your
on.
data,
Yeah, okay.
your income or anything. So don't worry about it. And
Yeah.
if you, I really love what Stephen King said in his book. If you make enough money to buy a cup of coffee, you're successful.
Good. Here
There
we
you
go.
go.
Yay.
All right. So I'm going to have you scroll up.
Okay.
So we're going to go all the way up to author analytics. And
Okay.
I want you to click on series, sell through, read through. This is the
Okay.
first place we're going to start.
Yeah.
I'd like to select a series. Just pick your best one.
This is Faded Loves. It's my first series. Now, and I will say this about these covers. I actually had covers that I've never loved, but they were fine. And my readers thought they were fine. But I just have never felt comfortable with them. So anyway, I was doing a bunch of promotions over the holidays the last couple of months, and I just wanted something different, a different look. So I didn't test them, but I
Yeah,
I
these
went
are
with
gorgeous.
I call these my holiday covers,
Oh,
and limited edition. And so that's what I did. But I do have Wander covers. I bought Wander photos. I have several other Wander photo covers. And I have brand new covers that just came in last night that I am planning to focus on this series in January and bring out like one at a time and kind of do a relaunch with the new covers and with like an extra chapter or something like that, just to breathe new life, because this is 2.5 years old. And so just try to, something
yes.
different with the series, backlist series. And it's been my best series, so I don't mind investing in it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna have you scroll back up.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have you see where it says the time frame. We're gonna do all data collected.
That's what I usually do too.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
See
And
the whole
then
thing.
we are gonna include the free downloads.
Okay. And you'll see I gave a ton away.
Yep, and that's all right. So we can actually see where your read through actually adjusted, right? And you probably did have freebies of each of those books.
Yeah.
So let's scroll all the way down.
Okay.
So what it's saying is that when you get someone to buy to download the first book, you only make 3 cents because of all the freebies. Now let's take the freebies out.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah, down just a little bit more. There you go. Yeah. I know it's great stuff. I love this tool. Okay, so now it says it's $2.20 when we take the freebies out. So the one that I like to go by is the KU Reads if I have a lot of freebies. Okay, yeah. So that one, because you're getting paid whether they, you know what I mean? Like it's showing you the accurate numbers.
Yeah.
So at least as close to accurate as we can get. So $2.81. So when we sell something, when we get one book downloaded, you're getting enough read through that for each time you're doing $2.81. Now let's scroll up and let's pick a different series. Okay, so all the other things are the same. Let's scroll down.
You want the free again or no?
Yeah, just leave it just like that. That's good. Okay, so this one again, $2.70, $1.66. Okay, so let's scroll back
up. Those are great
up.
covers.
Yeah, those are phenomenal.
Really good covers.
I love those ones.
Yeah. Okay, let's pick another
I made
series.
those.
You did? Oh,
You
they're
did
great.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, you did very good.
Okay. So, Kissing Springs is a little different because they were individual multi-author series. So we had 8 Santa books, and they were 3 different seasons of series. So I realized on Reader Links, oh my gosh, I can connect them in my own series and see the read through, because the read through has been hard because it goes from my Santa book to 7 other Santa books, then my Sunshine book to 7 other, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're not my own series. So I was so excited to find this on here. So I don't know how accurate it is, but I feel like it gives me a better picture for my books when people read from my Santa, because my books are very connected. My Santa to my Sunshine to my Bourbon. And then Mr. Montgomery is a perma-free that's been driving into Sunshine, which then I had the ad going really well on Facebook for Sunshine. So Sunshine's gotten quite a bit of.
Oh, that's great. Okay, sweet. All right, let's pick another series.
What's that one? I didn't see.
That one's at the $2.20. Yeah.
Okay, this. Oops. Here's it. Steel Valley. So Steel Valley, I'm coming out with book 3 in March. I've been keeping an eye on this, but I have Again, I bastardized this series, and for some reason, it has two of the same book on it. I'm not quite sure how that happened.
So, well, yeah, that just needs to be deleted. Okay. So that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, we'll start there. That's a good one. Okay.
But I have given away tons of this, and also What You Take, I took out of KU this year, and that was I was in 3 or 4 round robins, and that was my freebie all year long, gaining new people into my system, and it did real well. So this coming year, I have a different book that I'm taking out of KU to do that. But
okay, sweet. All right. So yeah. All right. Yeah, okay. I'm noting all of your numbers.
And then Return to Glendale Falls. This is the one that I'm about to take out of KU. I'm going to take both these out. Ride is going to be my freebie for the year for small town. I have 3 or 4 round robins again. And then it's going to lead into a wide sale of dance that they can buy. And then I have a 3rd book coming out later this year in this series, but I'll try and dabble wide with these because I have dabbled wide. I've got my winter was It Happened, which is a multi-author project, but I have 2 or 3 books coming for this one that add on to mine, even though everyone else, there's 9 other authors that have books in that collection. And then this is the prequel, which I got to list. So it's it's a freebie on mine. And I mean, it probably gets 10 to 20 downloads a day on that freebie, which is great. And I think it's leading into my sales, which I've been really happy with this being wide and everything. And so, and I don't even have my wide numbers in here. This is just KU. So
great. Yeah. So
I mean Amazon.
And you know that you can actually upload your reports in here, right? Did you know
that?
I just love it. It's so great. And
that's a whole nother ballgame.
I know it's so, but it's just awesome because I can upload these, and it's by month, so you can upload it. It's great. It's awesome.
I would say that Amazon has been the major seller though of this book, even though I have it wide. It seems like everything goes to Amazon, and my ads for this on Facebook have the Amazon link. So I haven't really given wide link a chance other than being with the other wide authors, who sell wide. So
yeah, that's awesome. Okay. All right. So I've seen
that's about it. Yeah.
Is that all? Okay. So how about your omnibus one? What does that one say?
Oh, sure. So Faded Loves, I have 2 of them.
Okay.
Those are kind of box sets.
Okay.
So,
yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah. Okay. All right, sweet. So we're seeing that you are about a 2. And see that this is what's hard because it's not your accurate numbers because we've had so many free books, and that's okay. That's not a bad thing. That's totally fine. Actually, what I love about that is if we start running, if you start targeting your ads and they're getting to the right people, usually what happens is that they go to the page and they're like, oh, I already have this one. I didn't even know it. And I'm going to read it. So it'll nudges them and reminds them. So sometimes it takes a little bit, but then you'll see. And right now, especially if you did a huge money dump, like right now in ads, like people have slowed down. Read through is really slow right now. So yes, people are getting like book 1s or they're maybe buying, but usually it's really slow. So that's okay. So let's hop into your ads account manager, your ad account, your manager. What the crap is that called? There you go.
Okay. Ads manager.
Ads manager. There you go. Thank you. Okay, so let's pick let's go with one that you've had running a little while.
Well, Sunshine is the one that I mentioned that did real well for me in June. And so if June, July, August, I think I cut it in August before the Bourbon book came out, which I probably shouldn't have done, but
it's okay. Let's click on that one.
But I recently resurrected it because it's always been a really good one. So here again, I tested 2 different.
Okay, great.
On my own, instead of doing dynamic creative, which I've been doing often. But I didn't know which one to cut. And then it's like,
Can I ask why you have end dates, why you're ending your ads?
I think it was a carryover from Amazon ads where it was like, you should tell them, an end date and then renew them, So I see that one's ending today. So now it comes down to, of course, these are both down to $5.
Yeah.
And usually these are lower cost per result, which you can see in my author helper.
It's the normal. This is the normal right now. That's actually really good for right now at the holidays. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So
sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
Can we click on the boxes next to both of the blue ones? And then we'll click. Actually, let's just look at the top one. Yeah, just click that one. And let's do, I want to go back to the ad sets and we're going to click edit on that one so I can see what the audience is.
This one?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
my audience I've been using in, am I going too fast? Did you want to
Nope,
go
you're
right to
fine.
audience?
Okay, right there. So
So
are you
I've been,
you're doing pretty open.
well, yeah, on this one I am.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay.
typical. Well,
Okay.
this one I did romance novels, and that's because recently I listened to somebody who said, because of the
Yes.
targeting changes and stuff that I should blah blah blah. I did listen to you too, and I'm doing cost per link click
Oh, good.
instead of the other thing. So that I did change that in November, and I mean I think it's better anyway. But yes, these things I've changed on my ads so that they're women, and this is the age range based on your recommendations down to
Oh, sweet.
25.
Okay.
Usually I've been 35 to 60 plus, 65 plus, but I changed it.
Yeah, I would change that to 65 plus
Yeah.
Still
instead of to
65?
60.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but the
then
25 is great because that actually keeps your CPC lower.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is my more recent
Ooh,
sunshine.
pretty.
The original sunshine was this one, and it was just a simple black tie and the whole first chapter of the guy talking about him and his twin daughters and how much of a bosshole he is. And that one has always done really well. It was
That's
crazy.
awesome.
The KENP read through on that just really, it was crazy this summer. But I tried, testing something different. So I had him. And I have a few images it tests, and then I have, I think, one or two texts it tests.
Yeah, those are all really good images.
Yeah.
Or I guess just
those are
one
excellent.
text, but yeah.
Yeah, I would do. I mean, I love that. And we don't love dynamic creative, but use it, like why not? It's
Yeah.
a tool, use it. The reason
Well,
why we don't like it is we use Ad Espresso. Not everybody
okay.
uses Ad Espresso. So
I
if
don't know
I
what
was,
that is.
it's just it's an aggregator. So it puts them together
Okay.
for us. So we do
Okay.
a version of
Mhm.
dynamic creative, but
See,
it's,
and I don't like dynamic because it's harder to shut everything down, like to
yeah,
pull out that
one
one
at a
ad
time.
you want.
Yeah. And Z had
Mhm.
pointed that out too. She was like, it's harder to know because when I pull out the stuff that was working in there, it's not so
Yeah.
easy. It doesn't do what I need it to do. So
Mhm.
Like
that
what I
makes
tend to
sense.
do is when I go back here, then I'll look at the dynamic.
Mhm.
Oh no, here. And I will turn off photos and text if I feel like it's not. But there again, it's not always the easiest to try and,
To read it.
like
Yeah.
like this one's getting 24%. Holy crap, but it's not being shown a ton. So
Yeah.
then it's like, well, if
Do I
Facebook
turn
isn't
this
showing
off?
it, yes, it's like it's a great like 24% at 20 cents, sure,
Yeah,
But
let's
this
do it all
one,
day.
and so that's why I tend to leave it. I mean, it's not hurting. My average is, so, but it's like, and that's the hard part for me is trying to determine, but
So
clearly, like I would pull out maybe this one with a guy's face because it's 16% being shown more, or is that just Facebook, favoring?
right.
Like,
Well, and this is where your attribution tags would come in. So this is why dynamic creative is really difficult, because your
yeah,
images.
I only have
Yes.
one attribution for this whole ad.
Yeah. So
not images.
what you would
That's
do
true.
is you would go in to your ads. So go out of here and go back to just your regular ads area where we were, and I'll show
But
you how
none
to
of
do
these
this.
ads are doing bad.
No,
They're
but
not doing bad
like
at
she
all.
said, how like she has one that's 24%. Well, what if that one's actually only converting at 1%? Then she's
Right.
leaving it on,
Mhm.
right? It is
Mhm.
costing her money. It is. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but if it was me and we were just doing traffic ads and we weren't doing the attribution tags, yeah, every single one of those would stay on because they all look great. But if you really wanted to nail down with your attribution tag, then what you do is you would go back in there. So click on your edit for that one. Yep. And then we're going to go down to your ad. And I'm just going to walk you through how we would do it. You don't have to hit publish, but you would take, let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to do 4 images. That's all you're going to test. What you would do is you would copy. So you would take, you're not going to do this, but I'm just going to walk you through how I would do it. So you would duplicate that without the dynamic in it. You would duplicate it the 4 times or 3 times because you already have 1, right? And then you would create 4 attribution tags inside of your AMS account under the same group. And you would give them a name like add 1, add 2, add 3, add sexy shirt, add tie, add whatever, right? You would name them. Then you would come in and under those 4 that you have created, each one would get their own link. And I do those inside reader links because this is really cool. One of my clients actually tested out the difference when she did a clean link through reader links, a conversion one, or she did one where it was the actual attribution tag inside the Facebook ad. And the reader links one was converting better. Everything else was the same. We were exactly in the same account, everything. And it was like 5% versus 2%. We were like, whoa, dude. And we did it for like 3 months or 4 weeks. I think she had it running. And we were like, dude, that's pretty significant. So,
yeah. So you're saying down here where I would have put in the attribution, put the reader link in here instead?
Yeah, because you know where to put that in the reader links, right?
To create a link specifically for the ad?
Yeah. So go up to your author helper suite tag. Just go to books and go down, just grab a book. It doesn't matter. There it is. Okay. And under links, let's say you're like, you can toggle your help button, I think. I don't know where it's at. There it is. Toggle the help. No, see the blue right behind our head? Yes, right there. Perfect. Hit that. There you go. There's all the blue gone. Okay. So when you scroll down, let's say that you're like, I want to do Facebook. So keep going down. I don't know if you have automatic Facebook ads. There you go. So a Facebook ad right there. If you click on over on the right-hand side, there's
sorry.
No, that's okay. If you click over on the right-hand side where it looks like the edit button has like a little note. Yes.
Oh,
so
right.
click on that.
Okay.
And then you can see where it says, if you scroll up, keep going, see where it says attribution URL. You put that in there. And then
the attribution link from Amazon goes
right there. And then it becomes a Facebook and it becomes a clean link for the attribution tag.
Okay. Yeah. So set it up in attributions per variation of ads.
Yes. However many you need.
Bring that over into here, but I'd need this
like 4.
I would need like four additional.
Yeah. So go back
Facebook
into
ad.
links. Yeah.
And
so
I can call this like Facebook ad black tie or whatever.
So yeah, I call them. Yeah, exactly. You can call them whatever you want. I do FB ATR 1, FB ATR 2. And then I just use attribution URL right there. And then they have their coding that makes it all pretty and clean. And yes, that's how and then I would go and I would place those reader links. So it's an extra step. So it's a little annoying, but it's really helpful.
Yeah. And so what goes here then? The actual reader link.
Yes, the actual reader link that you make would go there.
Here I can still say Amazon.com.
Yep, that you don't need to change. In fact, I wouldn't even put anything there. They'll just automatically put an Amazon thing there for you.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I will definitely. Yeah.
So that's really helpful. So that's how you can test out to see which image is actually doing your thing, because you're not changing anything else. Your headline's the same. Your your description, everything's the same. But when you change out then you're like, oh, this one actually is doing really good. It's only 5% CTR, but the conversion rate's 3%, which is great. Like that's excellent. Anything above 1 is excellent.
Okay. Where do I find the CTR and the conversion rate? I don't know.
With regards to Facebook or the AMS ads?
Whatever you think I need to look at to know if it's successful or not.
Okay. So let's go into your Amazon attribution tags.
Okay.
So let's look into your Sunshine Secrets right there. Oops, go back up. So go ahead and click into that. The one down just a little bit. I can see it. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Good job. Okay. So we want to make sure that we have your range. Looks like it was a month. Okay. So there's your Carly.
The 2 that are running.
Perfect. Okay. It looks like we're missing a couple. So click on the columns up at the top.
Okay.
See it? Yeah. Click on that one. And nope, customize columns. Yep. We need your, click them all. Every single thing. Click everything. We want everything.
All the things.
Yeah. All the things. Click apply. That way we can actually say, oh yeah, this data is good, or I don't care about that. But if not, we don't have to go up and look. Okay. So if you stop right there, it says, and I'm going to move our heads over to the side. There we go. Okay. So it says, the estimated KEMP on this specific one is $9.67. There's another one that says it's $9.39. Your KEMP read 2,198, 2,263. Your product sales. That's your date range.
Mid-November to now, I would say for this, but
So, but we're opened up. So you have those ones, Sunshine, Meet Cute, Scene 4, and then that other one, which is your Facebook star, Carly Static.
That was the star from summer. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So that's what it's saying is that these last, however long you've had this going, it's had the 664 click-throughs, 682 DPVs. Like that's great. Purchases, purchase clicks, product sales. Where is we should have a conversion rate one, but I'm not sure where it's at. Why is it? Can you click on, I don't know if it'll take us any further in there. Okay, so this one's saying it's a 2.3% conversion rate. So that's pretty good. So
But see,
that,
you went through all that. Where do I?
okay, so what I did is I took because they're not showing your conversion. I
Is
don't
that,
understand why they don't, to be
is
honest
that
with you.
usual that they don't, or am I, because
No,
I
like
haven't.
I have seen them have it in here and I've seen them not have it in here. So
Mm,
personally, I
mm,
think they're jerks and they're probably just making it hard, but that's fine. It's fine.
You know, it's Amazon. They change things all the time.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
that's
can,
helpful. Let's hide that.
yeah, yeah. Let me walk you through what I did. So scroll to the right, and this is
uh,
great for everybody who's watching the video. This is how you actually come up with your conversion rate if you don't actually have it somewhere where you can access it. So when we scroll all the way to the right, we're going to go to the right hand side where the K and P was. Perfect. So I did an average. Now it's an average 2.3%. Okay, for your conversion rate, because I said, hey, how many pages would you say that book is? And you said it's about 180 pages. So I took the 2063 and I divided it by 180 pages, which gives me 12.5. Okay, so that says that we've had 12.5 full book reads in that. That probably is more like, I don't know how many people have actually finished the book in the last 7 days or the last month or whatever the attribution is, 14 days. Okay, but we're going to pretend that it's 12.5. Then what I did is I looked at the units sold and it says 3. So we're going to add 3 to that. So the 12.5 plus the 3 gives us 15.5. Okay. Now that's when I said, okay, let's scroll all the way to the left. And that's when I said, okay, right there. Thank you. And that's when I said, okay, you've had click-throughs. It says it has clicked through to where they actually landed on the page 664. So I took the 5.57, 15.5, and I've divided it by the 664. And that gives me the 2.3% conversion. Now we know it's probably much higher because we're assuming that it's 180 pages. We're assuming that those people that we are tracked on the KEMP have all read the book. So that's what we're assuming. However, as we know, it most likely is much higher conversion rate. I'm betting it's probably more like a 4. This is why I do not like the attribution tags, because it's not accurate. But the trend is that you're hitting at least a 2% conversion. Anything above 1, I consider tremendous. Like I said, that's tremendous because you're getting 1 out of 100. Okay. Buying. Like I said, that's excellent. So you're getting 2, you're getting 2 out of 100, supposedly. Actually, you're getting more because there's no way that they're tracking accurately on your pages. And your
yeah.
So the last 2 weeks, that's great.
And then the read through is just cake.
Now the read through is what we would do is we would go up. So we're saying for the last 30 days. So let's go up to author helper, because there's no way that they actually know the read through. There's just no way that KEMP does, but we do. So go down to the series sell through read through right there. Yeah. And we're going to go select that one that we were just in. Awesome. Now this is, last 30 days. That's great. Now we're assuming that, I don't know what your back matter looks like, but we're assuming that book 1 leads right into book 2, leads right into book 3. Okay.
Yes.
And that's not distracting and stuff. So that's great. So what they're saying is that of those 48 in the last 30 days, 20% have gone through. Now, before anybody gets alarmed and says, oh, that's not very good. The last 30 days, we've had war. We've had Thanksgiving, which is war at some people's houses. We've had people getting sick. We're having people ramp up for the holidays. We've had lots of travel and travel issues. We've had power outages, storms. There's all kinds of things are hitting. And this is quarter 1 or quarter 4 is one of the most atrocious marketing quarters of the year. I hate it. It's like a decade long, I feel like, but it's whatever. So that is really good. I mean, I would be really pleased with that. And then just keep watching it, right? Just keep watching it. 30 days, you're going to stretch it out to 60 days. The money that you spend today, you will see in 30 to 60 days because of the holidays. Now, normally I'd say, hey, the money you spend today, you're going to see in about 30 days. Like that's actually how marketing works. But realistically, right now, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, my read through from book 1 to book 2, it's not that great. It is good. That is good. At 20% is great.
Yeah.
So
And actually I had this on sale for in the last 30 days, the second book. So
there you go. That's
and
great
the first
too.
book has been on sale and the third book. So in the last like 30 to 60 days, this whole thing is, so it's probably really skewed, but yeah. But when I look lifetime at it, I definitely see that it's, more than 50% or around 50% to book 2, and then,
Then it's great.
continues on to book 3. And so I feel like it's doing okay.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think that's awesome. So I think that your percentage is great. I would keep pushing it. Now, if you, like I said, if you want to take that data down a little bit tighter, do the 4 ads, do the different 4 links, and try the test or the audience targeting that we recommended. And let's see if we can, again, the next couple of weeks are going to be rough. I usually say wait and white knuckle it until the 15th, and then things start looking up, and then the 26th is when things really start to fly. So that's the only thing.
So would you recommend I keep things, I've got my ads like down to $5 a day. And I might, but I do want to cool down to the best ads. So should I go ahead and tinker with the targeting, and then do the duplicates on the pages and the attribution links, and kind of play with that now through the end of December?
Sure.
And
it's not going to hurt you.
Okay.
It's great testing, right? So
okay. And just for cheap at the moment,
Yes. Yes. Because if not, I mean, you could blow $20 a day, or you could blow $5 a day, and you're going to get the exact same information. Like you really are. And now it's just rough.
Yeah. Do you wait like 40 clicks or something like that to decide if a test is, giving you enough data, or do you have some kind of parameter like that? Or
we usually wait 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah,
so just to see what.
Yeah, I just give it 2 weeks, because you never know what people are doing. Like if everybody, like for me, I buy my books in the middle of the week, and I don't read until the weekend. And I'm a KU reader in a lot of regards. So, and I know Mandy, she listens to audiobooks. Mandy, do you like hoard them?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like
I buy them and then I'll listen to them eventually.
Your TBL list is pretty long.
Yeah. And I have my KU books, and I'm like, oh, I'll download them, and I'm like, oh, I need to read one before I can, send it back or whatever.
Yes.
Like, I need to get to reading. I didn't realize I had it on here this long.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people do that. So like I said, I hoard them during the week. I get them. I see ads. I'm great for ads, because I'll click. I'm like, yeah, that looks really good. And I'll go and get it. And then it'll sit there. So for those people, they're not seeing that they've made money off me, but come the weekend, that's when I'm reading. And I think a lot of people do that. A lot of people.
I do it a couple weeks later. So
yeah, exactly. And so then you say, some people are like, oh, my ads lost me money yesterday. Well, did it? Because you're not giving it the 30 days. So
yeah, because 2 weeks from now, I'm going to start book 1, and then I'm going to just keep reading through.
Yes. And I'm a binger too. So if I like one, I will hit that entire thing. It takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to read an 80K book. So it's like, once I like a book, that's it. All Sunday. That's what I'll do all day Sunday. So they can make some money if they just keep running their ads the right way.
Don't go day by day.
Yeah. All right. So that's what I think your action plan should be, Z, is I think that you should stick with your inexpensive testing for the next few weeks. I think that you should try the targeting like we recommended. I think all of your graphics, I think your ads look great. I would maybe try Shop Now, but again, Learn More isn't going to kill you either. You can test that at a later time if you're like, I'm going to stick with Learn More for right now, but Shop Now usually gives people, yes, I'm supposed to go buy, so, so, they aren't usually prepared for a product page when they go with Learn More, but it doesn't matter. Like test that later, you can be like, oh, I found the winning ad. Now I'm going to duplicate these, and one's going to say Learn More and one's going to say Shop Now. So, but you don't have to do that right now. You're just going to do the images, and you're going to test the images with your attribution links. So that's what I would do. I think that's going to be really exciting, because I think
everything looked really good. The ads themselves look fantastic.
Yeah. And your covers, your landing pages look beautiful. Like I said, I really did go and get another book. I'd go into the books. I was like, yeah, this looks great. So
I do wonder though, in January with my strategy for This Is Fate, like the cover releases that I want to do. And I'm going on blind faith that these covers are going to be much better. And so, but should I be testing them over the next few weeks?
I love the covers that you have. I would market the crap out of those. I'm like, dang, those are cool.
Yeah, they're really good.
They look good. They fit the market. I'm like,
I had a reader get mad at me for changing it.
Really?
Because usually I do men on my covers, and she was like, "Oh my
Oh,
gosh, you can't, these couples, blah blah blah," and and then I mean, she's a really good beta reader too, and so
yeah.
she was giving me her honest opinion.
Good. I love when people do that. That's awesome.
But she was like, you switched them and you didn't even give notice, and I just bought all the paperbacks, and I'm like, well, I'm not doing paperbacks. I'm just temporarily, these are limited edition,
Right.
So yeah, but now you have me worried. I just spent money
No,
on
don't. I
getting
mean,
these recovers.
I don't know what your new
I
covers
wonder
look
if I
like.
should add, if I should test them, which I know we should.
I mean, you
test
can
covers.
test them. I've
Yeah.
tested covers plenty of times.
I don't know that I would do it during the holidays, though. I don't
Okay.
know that because right now the reds would be really hitting, right? So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be really a fair test. January would be a fair test.
Yeah, and that was my plan, was to roll out January and then to really focus and hone in on this first book in series, This Is Fate, for the whole quarter, and be my ads, everything is that, that first in series. And that's kind of my thought, is instead of advertising every single book, which I used to do.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to switch back
No.
to the first in series.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. And then if you have box sets, those are great too. Two completely different readers, box sets and first in series. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
I do think that you have a really strong foundation. I think you have a great place to go. And it's actually been really fun because we're talking about the harder stuff, right? Like the analytic stuff, which is super fun stuff for Mandy and I to talk about. So I think if you do that and then just figure out what your conversion rate is, like we just showed you. And we'll put the formula in the video. So it'll be fine. I'll probably chapter it out too, so people can just click to that. But that's the best way to know. Okay, am I trending up? Am I not trending? So when you figure it out and you're like, oh man, bow tie is actually 1.8%, which it's probably higher. And the guy standing there with his shirt half undone, he's like 3.8%, which is probably higher. So it's like, oh, okay, this is pretty, we know which one's clear. It's very clear. So and then I would just be sitting there hammering money on that all day long.
Okay. And I think that's the other thing, is when I do find something, how the jumps, $5 additional a day for a while.
No.
I mean,
so when you
scale,
so when you scale, you want to add 20%. Facebook has actually said if you go higher than 30% on a scale up on adding money or lowering money, it throws it back into learning. So I say, hey, do 20%, because then it kind of saves you. So if you're doing $5, that's not very much money, right? So if you're like, gosh, but I really want to go faster, then you can duplicate that ad and just start it out with $10, start it out at $20, or just do $5 and then you have $10 running total. But I prefer to do that. I don't like to scale dollar form in the ad set because it's like, what if that ad's doing really well? And then you throw it into learning and it's a Friday and now it's doing crappy because it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I always leave the original and just duplicate and then mess with the duplicate. So that's me.
That's really good to know. Okay.
I know, it's a little like,
I've probably done so many mistakes over the last few
that's
years.
okay. That's how we learn.
That's how you learn.
How do you think we learned it? We blew a lot of money testing. We've blown a lot of our own money testing.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's fine though. Okay. Yeah. So that's great. If you want to unshare, I don't know where yours is because I can't see it. There we go. Sweet. Thank you. Usually I'm the one that has to do it. So that's awesome. Does that answer your questions and give you a place to start?
Yeah. I feel relieved that you, the experts, feel like my ads were going well. I just, again, it's a bit of a money thing with me too. I went full-time author this year, and so
congratulations.
It's like, spending the money is hard to see, but I know it makes a difference. I know it's working. It's just I don't know what's working, and just the tips you gave me to hone in on the targeting and all the attributions and all of that has been really helpful. And then the advanced, being able to learning those tips that you have about duplicating and trying to, scale, that's really helpful too. So I feel like definitely this has been a huge, huge help. I can't wait to go and play now.
Me too. Okay. So if you want to do a follow-up, we would love to do a follow-up just to see how you're doing the stuff. But I think you're in our boss mode too.
Yes.
So
just started.
I'm so excited. launch day is coming up in a couple days. It's gonna be so fun. So yeah, so if you need to, just reach out and let us know. We'll kind of chat about it a little bit, but we would love to do a follow-up after you implement these, and then we could be like, oh yeah, this is what I would do to scale up, or ooh, I wouldn't touch that one because the conversion is not pretty. So whatever. I'm sure it's gonna be great though, because like I said, Mandy and I both agree your ads are beautiful. So they're exactly what we would do. So cool. Do you have any other questions?
No, this has been fantastic. Thank you.
We've just been so grateful to have you on. Thank you so much. So yes, thank you so much for being with us. And you guys hit like and subscribe, and we hope to see you on an ad account audit again. If anybody wants to fill out the form, we will have time to fit you in. I know that we kind of waited with Z for a little bit because, Thanksgiving and 20 books and COVID, and who doesn't love getting sick? But thank you again, Z. You were delightful, and this was so much fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.